illusion, got the hustle and the vision, yeah. And all my friends keep calling me delusional. Don't know how I'm gonna do it all. They say that I'm in too deep. If it's another bear market, I won't lose no sleep. I'm pre-rich. I know that one man sold too early for 2 pizza pies. Other man held for 15 years now.
Yo, family, what's good? Welcome back to the third week of Blockchain Banter at Internet Speed with our special guest this week is none other than Seb, the creator of KasMaps, and also Wolfie, Kaspa's head of listing and business development. Thank you very much both for you taking time out this evening. How are you both doing?
Doing fine.
Great stuff to hear. So
Jay, what about co-host?
Oh yeah, Joe's here as well, I guess. Nice. Crypto Pump's in, none other than Crypto Pump, the legend himself. Now, if we can, not that anyone needs it, but if we can get a quick introduction from both of you two, start off with you, Wolfie, just a bit about who you are and what you are doing right now with Kaspa.
Sure. Thanks, guys, for inviting me here. It's always flattering and fun to be on any type of show, whether it's just spoken or on camera like right now. I'm Wolfie. I'm in the United States of America, where the war on crypto has ended, which is very exciting. We're waiting for Act 2, where not only the fighting it stopped, but the part where they start helping it actually come into like banks and everywhere, and stores and phones and whatever. So yeah. And by the way, sorry, I digressed away from the original question. What do? I volunteer as Director of Business Development. That's a self-appointed title, so that when people from exchanges and wallets and mining pools speak to me and approach me, I introduce myself as that, and then they immediately think they're speaking to the right person, because they are. And so anyway, what I do is get us on those types of platforms historically. And then also I have a website that you may not have heard of. It's called KAS Media, KASmedia.com, where we have some fantastic writers that write articles about the technology and adoption and the lay of the land overall with crypto and stuff like that. And we have a great data analytics with like cool charts of days held and, blah, 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 all this stuff that I don't even know what it means, but it's factual, and some people can derive a logical conclusion from some of that data. So it's nice and useful. And if you haven't taken a look yet, you should take a peek.
Great stuff. Well, we'll get back to that a bit more in a moment. If you can now also please, Seb, introduce yourself a little bit what you're doing as well.
Yeah, sure. I'm Seb. I'm the creator of cashmap.org. Also the organizer of the infamous Bitcoin discussion last summer. I'm really a Kaspa enthusiast. I really love what's being created, what's already there. I just want to see Kaspa succeed. So that's my background.
Perfect. Well, I guess to start off with, we'll go straight in with Seb here. And if you can, Seb, just first and foremost, we want to see more about KasMaps, of sure, about what it is you've got going on right now. And we'll even get you to show your screen if you can in a moment. But before we do, I just want to ask you, and I'll ask Wolfie later on as well, a general question, which is what it is that you're most excited for this year in regards to stuff you're building, but also what you see coming with Kaspa as well.
For me personal, for Kaspa in general?
Both either, if you can. I mean, start off with you personally, and then we can expand from there.
Well, I think it overlaps. There are a lot of technical improvements, grinding the core team and everybody else who's helping to develop the code. They keep grinding towards the ultimate end goal, RTD, real-time decentralization, which is still very much not fully recognized as what it is, because that's really the perfect end goal of crypto, really, of any technique. So maybe it's also interesting to go into that a little bit later. But for that, there have to be multiple steps to be taken, of which several will be taken this year. And I'm wondering really also with IGRA and with the VPROX, what is going to be built on Kaspa this year. But I think one of the most important things, also from the realization that Kaspa will have to solve the security budget, and that everybody's working on that there has been recently a discussion that we have to do more about marketing and spreading the word. And that is a little bit like the vibe that also in the early Bitcoin days has been around amongst certain group to spread the word. And I really think that is also needed for Kaspa. We are not a company, but we are a decentralized community which really has to evolve into a movement that is also actionable, not just being the keyboard warrior, but of course that's important, but we have to get out like in America they are saying get out the vote. We have to get out to promote Kaspa in one way or the other, and to increase the ecosystem. That can be done on a million different ways. But everybody who likes Kaspa and who wants to see Kaspa succeed has a role to play in that. And what I, especially the last few weeks, I suddenly saw it on X, that people were saying, several people were standing up and are saying we have to do more about marketing. I think that's a great realization. It's also one of the things that I have been working on KasMap. I will show that later on, because I also thought, we have to do more of it, both in a decentralized way, but also with some coordination and or making sure the brand of Kaspa is the brand story is told well, and in mostly the same way, because then you really get that synergy of everybody doing their own thing but still working together. I really hope to see this really, or this coming together of people, and that it's not only people who want to have a free ride, and that's also why I have been quoting, I think it was JFK, ask not what Cas can do for you, but what you can do for Kaspa. And I think that's very important.
Yeah, very good.
So,
Same question for you, Wolfie. Do you think 2026 is going to be a good year for Kaspa with all the things going on, all the building that's happening, the developments?
Yes. So on the one hand, starting from the smallest little galaxy or microcosm, I would say absolutely. We have the building going on like crazy, better than ever before. And for Sutton, Michael Sutton is excited. All the guys are excited over there. Mr. Y, Yoni is in, he's like offline mode and thoroughly focusing in on getting like an RTD, like a novel VM going that fully has native RTD stuff going on. So I don't think anything else has that capability. Maybe if they have a little snippet of it, some POS thing, it's like kind of fake, or they gave up something else so that they could get that going, So we have that real stuff going on, and more developers than ever. Like Hans Moog, that guy has wizard DNA. His grandfather invented the synthesizer in the 60s. That's Yeah. Like that guy works for Kaspa now, he was hired by KEF to be a full-time developer. Now he's been thinking and geeking out in hardcore development mode and computer science land for like, I don't know, 9 months. And now like everything he's thought about for 6 or 9 months or whatever and written down and worked on he's like last week, hey, look, here's what was it? VProg's testnet release or whatever. Like, so he released a GitHub with the very beginning little tiny framework for that, you know. So that's it, what's going on in Kaspa land. Now, in the like larger picture, we have in overall in crypto, to me, like you know, I think of things in simple terms, and to me, like if you've ever just been by the ocean or like a bay, like a harbor, and you know, when the tide goes out, the boats just go out with the tide. So everything's been going out. I had a tweet last week. I noticed what you guys are saying, like, oh, we need marketing, we need this, we need that. We need finance, we need blah, 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 you know, which it's natural human nature when things aren't going right. Like everybody get mad when they paper don't stack right? So whenever something's going wrong, you want to point the finger, that's the problem. Oh, it's over here. We need this, we need that. That guy did this, or we don't have enough over there, or this thing's too weak. We need twice as much capacity, and this machine needs 2x or whatever it is. We need more money for blah, blah, blah. But in reality, like all the boats are just floating out of the harbor because the tide's been going out for a while, you know. I had a tweet last week that I was talking about. So like Doge, right? Doge, if you look at the 1-year Doge chart and the 1-year Kaspa chart, Doge went down 67% in 1 year and Kaspa went down 68%. So having Elon tweeting about you every week and having Coinbase and having Binance and having OKX and having an ETF and having digital asset treasuries, that got you to just go down 1% less than us. So really, do we really need all that stuff? Do we need it? Like, would it have helped is my point. If we already had that already, you know, like what would have happened? The same thing, I think. I don't think we would have only gone down, you know, 10% if Elon was tweeting about us. You know what I mean? So, or just being on Binance. There's lots of things on Tau is on Binance. You know, what is Tau now? $200, $240. It's not $890. You know what I mean? So, so the point that's the good thing to me is that the core seems to be focusing on building stuff rather than you know, and they really are. It's new stuff. And if you've been around Kaspa for several weeks or a couple of months or a couple of years, you know. These guys aren't there, you know, a lot of the proof of stake and validator node chains and L1s that they're founded by suit guys, business guys are the founders. And the motivation for starting the network is to make them money. And then if anybody else can make money, then good for them. Yahoo. But really, they don't start it to present, you know, humanity with a breakthrough technology. They don't do it to like have the breakthrough of the decade of crypto and distributed computing like be presentable to the planet. They do it to make money for themselves. Okay, our guys, they didn't do that. They did it to they had ideas and obsessions to speed up blockchain into something better and make it actually harnessable to do real stuff that nothing else in the world can do. And that's what we have. So with that in mind, that's the motivation and the intent from the beginning, before, you know, 4 years before it even turned on the mainnet, you know, in 2017, 2018, they started researching. They raised money to research to figure out how to launch the mainnet in 2021. And these guys don't talk about something unless they already proved it on paper in computer science and math, formulas and notes and proofs that it's possible to do. So when you hear Mr. Y tell us about RTD or VProgs, it's not like this shiny, like a suit snake oil salesman guy telling you about some made up mumbo jumbo name that sounds exciting so you don't sell so they can still dump their bags down to zero. It's not that whatsoever. He's telling you what's really coming next, and it's revolutionary, and I know it to be true. You know, so with that in mind, you know, there's a famous apparently you know, there's the saying from like Masons or the old world, some type of societies, they say as above so below, right? So I've witnessed it in simple things like plants. Like if you have a plant that's in a little pot, like you know, the size of a coffee cup, and it's grown in there for a year or something, and then you take it and you put it in a nice big pot so it can get some roots, right? When you put it in there, the plant still stays this big, and then the roots fill in, and then it gets a big root structure underneath. Then once it's ready and it knows how much roots it has, then the top puffs up and matches what the roots are underneath. So right now, Kaspa's roots, our root bundle is growing. The more devs, more everything than ever, more usable technology coming into play this year. And once that's out and it puffs out, and hopefully at the same time the tide starts coming back in with liquidity, then we can have a big bush puffing out, a nice big tree, and we can start marketing. And that's when you want to spend the money. You don't want to spend the money and the effort, not to give up now, but, you know, thinking that the broken thing is marketing. I believe that's the wrong call personally. But anybody that wants to do it, since we're decentralized, it's not like we are going to have a vote on like spending like budget. You know what I mean? Anybody who wants to do it can do it, and it's not going to hurt anything. Certainly, that's for sure.
I mean, yeah, it makes complete sense. Thinking back to kind of your origin story with Kaspa, you are the head of listing and business development, but that was your self-appointed role. No one actually, there's no title for that for Kaspa. You were just like, we need to get Kaspa some recognition. I'm going to do it out of my own pocket and help get Kaspa some recognition. And we're here, I would like to say massively thanks to the efforts that you have done as well. And then you've got Kev coming in with Jenny as well. It's also done quite a lot of work. And then even KRI, who've been another massive institutional arm as well. So it's been you mentioned those roots going down. It's been a joint effort for everybody to help spread the word of Kaspa.
Sure.
And you're not doing this just for the crack, as we say over here. You're doing it because you believe in Kaspa. You're spending all this, your own time doing all this. You're not getting paid, and it's amazing, like how long you've been doing it for and how good you are at it.
Oh, thanks a lot. You know, I mean, of course, I have something in it. I'm you know, I have the, you know, I bought a lot of one, and I spend some of how much I bought so that I can help grow the ecosystem and the exposure and all the platforms we're on. And this indirectly over time, you know, pumps my own bags, even though they haven't been pumping for the last year and a half. But I believe that's a temporary situation. And you know, and then the other thing for me that was always important, I've said it on a couple other shows. So I love music. You can see I have some speakers back here. And when I was a younger guy, I used to want to play, you know, I played guitar a little, played a little drums, not like a natural though. And I couldn't sing, and I never tried. And but I always wanted to be part of like a rock band that like made it, you know. That was like a dream. Then I realized like all of the rock bands that I wanted to be in, actually I'm doing better than those guys now. You know? So you know, half of them are dad and the other ones are whatever. So but anyway, being part of a winning team was always important to me. So somehow the universe magically found to connect together people from around the world, like all of us. And I never thought I'd be having serious conversations with guys from, you know, from Harvard and, you know, computer science and master's degrees and PhDs, like, and they would be actually valuing my opinion as well. You know, just for them to tell me something is not that remarkable, but for them to ask me something, that's remarkable to me. So it's a very satisfying life experience to have those things going on.
It also makes you realize kind of a level ground between everyone. Don't get me wrong, like they've worked their butts off to get to where they've got with the expertise they have, be it from Harvard computer science or even to reference KRI and Rory, what they have done to get to the position they're in, to have them to be in the same boat as you. It makes you realize, as we're all just human, all with the same or similar kind of goals and aspirations, want to make the most of what we got. It's a real thing.
Absolutely. So yeah, and then the KII guys are very interesting. I had met them about a little over a year ago over in Dublin. They're very nice, exciting, interesting guys, very worldly, and obviously they have ties to lots of huge entities and important people. So having those guys jump in is really exciting as well.
Definitely.
I saw you in Dublin. I didn't get to talk to you. You seemed to be eating something, so I didn't want to interrupt you.
Well, I stopped drinking, so you know, for every drink, I don't know how I got to take a bite of something.
I was hoping I'd get to see you in London in December for Tokenized, but unfortunately, you weren't present. I know Kaspa wasn't present either, which is a shame. But more events and more times, opportunities, I'm sure.
Sure, we'll be at the next something or another this year, or even early next year for sure.
Sweet. Whoa, Jerv, you want to switch over? We
Yeah,
can go again.
Seb,
Seb,
I'm really looking. Yeah, Seb, I'm really looking forward to seeing what you've done on KasMaps. Are you okay to share and show us what's going on?
Yeah, let me see.
Should be a share button there somewhere.
Yeah, I got them. I'm just let me see.
To take all the stuff we're not supposed to see off the screen.
Yeah, I have it on my left screen, so I'm. But I still. Let me get the right. So, can you see my browser?
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, we can see it. Yeah.
Yes. Let me put it like this. Yeah. Well, CashMap. Yeah. Well, let me take you through it a bit. CashMap. Well, let me tell you a little bit about the history. I already told you about the discussion we had, or the debate it became with the Bitcoin army last summer. After that, I thought, well, it's nice to be onboarding individuals, like VJ is one of the most known, by giving away a little bit of Kaspa and letting them download a Caspian wallet. But I noticed that the Bitcoiners, but also others, they had questions about Kaspa. And I was thinking, okay, but we need to scale it. So then I made a chatbot, AI bot, that I trained specifically on curated Kaspa documentation. So it could answer the questions. That was the MyKai bot. But then it needed to have a little bit more. It still was not enough. And I had some talks with BitCat on X already, and later also when we were in Berlin, about the BTC map. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with that, but that is something that was made a long time ago from the Bitcoin community. And there is a merchant map. And if you were accepting, and it's still live, by the way, if a merchant is accepting Bitcoin, you can have a look there and see, okay, I want to spend my Bitcoin, where can I go? I have used that myself like 8 years ago, something like that. But it's a really static website, and nothing really happens. It's there. It's a listing website, but nothing really happens over there, and not many people know it. And I was thinking, well, it would be nice, or together with BitCat, that discussion was, we both would like to see a Kaspa map, a KasMap. So I said, well, when we were in Berlin, I will do it. And well, ever since I have been working and daily on it. Really, I have spent like over 1,000 hours building it since Berlin. So there's really more than a full-time job for me next to my regular work. But I was really passionate about it. It started as a hobby project. But now I have made it, I've created it. I'm thinking, okay, if we want to have it a success, it should be done more professional. And so I also have made a professional stack, so it can scale and be really a professional website, and also to put in the time to really get it going. If you are looking at the merchants at this moment, there aren't that many yet, but we will be. I will be getting some help from several people already, For instance, Juan, we talked about it publicly already. He will be also helping onboarding both Caspians, but also the merchants. And we will be getting the merchants, or we will be approaching the merchants that were originally at Kaspa.org as well, to offer them to come here. So this should be going to at least 100 merchants rather fast. Now we have the new website. I will be starting on that next week. And after that, I have also a long list of crypto accepting merchants worldwide. And it will be probably just doing a cold calling outreach, and just to get the awareness at crypto accepting merchants that Kaspa is there and that they can list it, and to have an extra incentive for them to list. I thought it would be good to add Caspians to it, so they see that it will be they have an extra reason to get listed, because they can interact, they can show themselves, and they can see that there are Caspians who are willing, who are interested also in visiting Kaspa accepting merchants. But of course, I thought it is also fun just to be able to see where we are, because we were just, everybody was saying, Kaspa bots, this and that, and not real people. But it is really fun. I enjoy it myself as well, to see all those dots pop up everywhere. And then
some people might be worried that if they sign up to this and they want to have the location, it doesn't show your exact location.
No,
Sure.
no, it doesn't. Like this, it just shows the city. You can pick a city. Also, I like privacy myself. Maybe you see here my Brave server as well. I have my Brave browser. I also got a DuckDuckGo browser. And I always have been a privacy advocate. One of the things, you can sign up also with Google, but Google automatically sends with it personal stuff that you have filled out. That's standard. And I thought, why should I get the name of a person, the full name of a person? I want you to choose it yourself if you fill it out here or not. The whole world accepts it and is happy to get your logo and your avatar and your full name already, so that it is filled in. But from my personal conviction, I think you have to opt in for sharing your personal information and not automatically share it. And the same is also for the location. These are city centers. I had to do some nifty coding to make sure that we don't. Your exact location will never be stored. It is impossible to do so. There are no columns in the database to do so. You can only get to a city center. And what I would advise also to people, and I know many have done so, if you are living in a tiny village, don't say I'm the guy from a village of 200 people. Now just pick your nearest by bigger city. Because it doesn't have to be perfect where you are, but if you are, it's nice to know who's in the area. Also, if you want to do events, I will show you that soon as well. It's good to know who's nearby. By the way, the whole website has stuff that should make life easier. Like you can select everything, but you can also right click or long press on the mobile phone and just select one of the categories. So there are many of these things. Also, you can search by location. Like I want to go to Bali, and it will take you to Bali in Indonesia, and then you can have there a look. But you can also say, well, I want, because it's search by location, you can also say I want to search by name. Well, I just named VJ as an example, and this is still buggy. I will repair it, but yeah, there's now a filter. Yeah, it sees him well, but it should also move to him. But so you can also select the people. Also, this you can click on the state or the province or the oblast or whatever it is called, and then you see the people who are living in the same area as you are, or on the country, and then you have all the people in the country. And in the United States, there are 120 Caspians registered at this moment. The sorting is based on the point system. We got I think it's like somebody called it today a Reddit style like points. You cannot do anything with the points. It's more for the honor. But it also shows the listing. This is also with the referral codes. If you are onboarding somebody to KasMap, you can share your referral code, but you don't get any money out of it. It's because I want to have it. I want to make sure that the way the relations are it should be because people like it, not because they earn money from it. So it helps to have better relationships among each other, also for the long term. Let me see. So yeah, you can see anything. For the events, the blue ones are the upcoming. The gray ones are those that have been there in the past. It will show the events that have been there for the last 12 months. So you can have a look back. And here, for instance, these are all events that have been taking place at Wolfie's bar. So yeah, that is a popular venue. He hasn't updated his page yet. But so you can discover what's
the difference between blue and gray? Blue hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Blue is upcoming, and gray is in the past. Oh, this is navigation, but I didn't want to do the navigation. I wanted to view the event. But it also shows you how to go from where you are to where you want to go. Yeah, well, here you can say that you are also going to the event. And if you are going to the event, if you register, then you can also go saying, I will take a guest along with me or not. And you can also share it, add to your calendar. You get so iCal thing, and you can also go to the chat. Every entity or every event or merchant can have a chat to get in contact with each other. But let me. I'm not going. Oh, yeah, it's like this. So, and you have a countdown also from when it will be. So this is 97 days out. Then, aside from the map view, you also got the list view, also with the Caspians, and everywhere is the same. The more points you have, and I will be explaining how to earn points, the higher up you are in the list. So everybody is discoverable, but if you are more active, you will be seen earlier. Same also here with the merchants, Rubar, Media, the chat.
And if, like, I signed up, but you can sign up for free, but if you pay a small fee, $5 or something, what's the extras that you get?
Well, one of the extras is that you are helping to keep the site online.
Yeah.
As I
Fair
said,
enough.
I will be looking into an earnings model, but it won't be the people. I will be trying to keep it as cheap as possible, but it would be nice if people also do their part and upgrade their account to premium, and not only for me or for the website, but also to show the merchants that there are a lot of people who are also willing to pay in Kaspa. That is one of the things. You can only pay with Kaspa, nothing else. I will have to change that the moment I go to the App Store, and the Play Store I'm still looking into. But I already have the Android version of the app ready. It's just now the paperwork. But
That's because Android is better than Apple. Is that why you went with Android first?
I don't.
Must be.
No, they both have their pros and cons. So, but it's easier to do the paperwork for Android. But
So does that mean that you are making plans to kind of gamify KasMaps to create incentive, so like maybe some form of rewards for incentive for people to update to premium, or even merchants to sign up as well?
Yeah, well, if you, sorry, what were you saying?
So you have plans to effectively gamify KasMaps in a sense of creating some form of on-chain rewards or something for users who can successfully onboard and like verify real-world merchants, stuff like that.
No, I don't. That's one of the things that I explicitly have not done. I would like to do it, but look, I want this to be a stable, long-term project. This is here to stay for the next decade or longer. But then I also have to take into account all the international rules that are there. And the moment that I touch anything that has a value, like money or like crypto, it becomes a totally different ball game, depending on the jurisdiction. So if I want it to be a worldwide platform, I have to be conservative. I also have several compliance. I took some compliance measures also for if there is illegal content, then I have everything ready to send it to the police and to the international how do you say it, authorities that are needed to be able to have this available everywhere. It also means that, for instance, somebody from North Korea is not allowed to be on the platform. That's the only country that is, due to sanctions, that is not allowed. But for instance, people from Russia or Iran, for instance, they are sanctioned countries, but they are allowed to get a service from somebody from the Netherlands, where I'm from. But I cannot earn a penny from them. So that's what I do, or what I did for those countries. I have the sanction list also in the back end, and sanctions countries like Russia and Iran, they can just do anything. They can upgrade it for free, and they can just do anything. And the plus of premium or free, you can see it if you are logged in. You just get more possibilities if you're upgraded. For instance, for a merchant, the basic stuff like your name, your short description, some tags, and a little bit of branding. That is what you can do that anybody can do, so anybody can use it. I think the biggest difference is if you are free, you can participate, you can react and respond. If you have a premium version, you can create and be proactive. Like for an individual, you can join an event for free, you can join a group for free, but you cannot create a group or you cannot create an event. So for that, I think it's something indeed like I think €6 for a year to get all access. But also for the for the merchants, they can then put up business photos if they are premium, and more stuff like that. Also, this is a Kaspa first social community platform. So I'm also looking into getting people towards multiple Kaspa platforms and Kaspa activities. So also I have the social media forms in here, but also the new Kaspa social platforms. So if you have an account somewhere, and if it's getting a little bit of traction, I will add it here as well, so you can easily show your Kaspa social footprint in there. So
Awesome.
and,
Awesome. I just want to quickly, before we switch gears to you, Wolfie, I wanted to quickly ask, given what you've been seeing with KasMaps, and it looks insane, so I can't wait to see more that comes. You mentioned quite a lot about merchants as well. When we looked at the map, we saw quite a few in America and some in Europe, and I've been hearing, of course, there's been some plans of expansion going towards South Africa. So with how, the increasing of Kaspa adoption is happening this year, where do you personally predict you might see a sort of breakout in Kaspa in regards to just communities expanding and connecting up really with KasMaps?
I think it's I cannot predict in what countries it will be. I do think that you can see it in the behavior of people. Like for instance, in Indonesia, we have seen a lot of traction as well lately. But I do know they also have a pretty active Bitcoin community there. Also in South Korea, and of course the United States. If I have to pick 3 countries, I think those 3 are on the right track at this moment. I expected China to be more active, but I think once the right person or right persons get on board it, they will take with them a lot more. So that can go very fast once the right Chinese people discover KasMap. And for the rest, I'm not sure. We will see. But I would like to take a little bit a few minutes about this because I think this is I have put it in the center for a reason. This is also how you can earn your points. Some things are very easy, like add a profile picture. You get some points. But there are also activities that a merchant can do. And if you are attending a merchant activity event, you get also points. And it's also good for the merchant because he gets interaction with people. But next to that, I want to show the marketing hub. This is one of the new things that I made. In this marketing hub, you can create a campaign or just task. And if you have something, if you have an ID, you can put it in here. and others can join you. So it can be, for instance, that I say, well, I want to do a campaign and I want to get 10 merchants this month in the Netherlands, and I could make a campaign to get 10 merchants in the Netherlands. And what is needed for that? We need some materials translated into Dutch. I want to go to 2 different events, and I want to do some door knocking. So I can put in all these events, and then the people from the Netherlands who would like to join me, they can claim tasks to go out and do that. But we can also say, well, maybe coming March or April or May, we are going to do a reach out as a community globally that we want to onboard maybe 1,000 merchants. If you do it alone, it feels you like you are not making any dent. But if you are saying, well, globally, we want to do 1,000 merchants to accept Kaspa, then maybe in different countries, in the United States, they say, well, we are a big community here. We are going to get 100 merchants here. Here in the Netherlands, we say, well, we're a little bit smaller. We take 50. And if every country joins in, we can get those 1,000 merchants onboarded. The more Caspians are on KasMap, the easier it will become to get real traction and really grow the ecosystem. And so, that's the marketing hub. And I don't know if anybody's familiar with how it works, but I will be doing regular AMAs or also like this to explain how you can use it and to get some traction for people. And this is also one of the things. There's a resource hub where you can get like anything that you want to know. I didn't accept the cookies, so I cannot watch the YouTubes, but if you accept it, you can. You can get all sorts of information, and this is I called it a noob template because it looks ugly, but it's like I will make it better looking, but just to so everybody can then easily make their own template or their own how do you say it, their own flyer. And I must say this is an ugly one, but I will be getting help from, for instance, Chat, who will be making good ones. And then anybody can make really nice banners for themselves in their own language, and they can download it for the web or to make it print ready. So you can get professional stuff made at home. To say so. So, and then to wrap it up, aside from all these Kaspa accepted here initiatives that we're talking about, like Kaspa as a payment system, there's also I'm also in the works with the Kudos initiative. That's the Kaspa network for developers. For universities, developers, and open science. And to get, my aim is to get 20 universities onboarded with at least 5 students each. So we get 100 students worldwide who are also getting to know Kaspa and starting to build and experiment with it. So we can get a real nice inflow of new talent. Also, the organizations here that are the organizations that are building on Kaspa. And so this part, and that's also why it has the chevron on the right side from the backward scale, like the powered by Kaspa. The organizations, they will also be in contact with the universities. It's good for the organizations because they help get new talent into the ecosystem and also for themselves. Once Kaspa is growing, everybody will need the talent to grow their development team. And for the students, it's interesting, and for the universities as well, because Kaspa is really tip of the spear. Everybody, when it comes to tech, everybody is looking at robots, drones, AI, but blockchain, or really block tech, in this case, it's also up there. It's just less known, but it will be really, really good for the universities to also be there. And for the students, they have an outlook to getting a job in this ecosystem, because there will be many jobs. So that's also why the jobs category is there. This is then KasMap as a whole. I think we did a good walkthrough, and if there are any questions, I will be happy to answer them.
Oh, perfect. Thank you very much, Seb. We'll probably save questions to the very end, I'd imagine.
Sure.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I mean, KasMaps, yeah, it looks insane to see everything that you have built, and I can see the mass benefit in when it comes to even the merchant or business side of things, where if they are looking for fellow Caspians in some aspect, it's like a kind of, well, it's a website, it's a map, it's a network where you can kind of easily verify, find people and connect, which is, something that I think is going to be very important in the situation that we believe that Kaspa does become this kind of is a network where everything runs on top of in the future.
Yeah,
that's the way I think blockchain's going.
Yeah, and for instance, I think the BTC map has over 10,000 merchants. So it would be good for us also to go to that 10,000 merchants over time. I have my in my ideal world, we will be having 100,000 Caspians on it, and 10,000 merchants. So that is the far outlook, but I will first start with getting the first 1,000 Caspians on it, the first 100 merchants, and then I will be aiming for 10,000 Caspians and 1,000 merchants, and just building up and keep grinding, so to say. So
perfect, awesome stuff. Now we're going to switch gears a little bit, real quick. Wolfie, you have been a very long-standing patient and long-standing gem within Kaspa. One thing I wanted to ask you, actually, because we heard about it, I believe you may also have known from Rory in one of the AMA spaces. I think it was Lev and Chris's one a week or two back, where he gave a bit of a rundown in regards to the importance of fire blocks and of copper and the integration and how important it is for Kaspa's recognition. So, and he also mentioned that apparently you had been in one point or another, or even right now, you were talking with them. So I guess this question really comes from if you can elaborate a bit on building on what Wolfie said about why they're so important, and if you are still or have spoke to them, can we get any updates if you have any?
Sure. Yeah, that's a great question. So starting off from the top, or from starting up, the best place to start for me would be, and by the way, Seb, thanks for the demo. It's clear that you, it's obvious you put lots of time and attention into that, and it's a very smooth looking platform, and everything makes sense. It's laid out, it's aesthetically pleasing, and nothing looks too over cluttered. All the controls and the different areas, it's really nicely done. So that's super cool, man. So thanks for the demo. The explanation, man. Good job. So let's start from Fireblock. So because both of them do one thing, and then from my main understanding, Fireblock does another thing that I don't think Copper does. So the thing that I'm primarily focused on when I've been speaking with Fireblocks, they make institutional grade server software that lets you, basically like institutional custody for self-custodying for institutions. So you can pay them something like $2,000 or $3,000 a month or a year or something. I forget the exact numbers, but once you're in their server software, you can just run their wallet on your servers and safely store coins of various types, Bitcoin, Ethereum, this, that, the other thing. And, so to add Kaspa to that would be That's one thing. And then I believe they also have like a different type of infrastructure back-end product. So many exchanges, you know, a good percentage of exchanges, not like 60%, I don't think, but like there's definitely some exchanges we're not on right now because we're not in Fireblocks. So the exchanges use Fireblocks back-end software. It may be the same thing that I was describing. I've never seen it in action or seen their product suite or their different offerings, but they use Fireblocks to keep the customers' coins safe so they don't get hacked and then lose everything for everybody. So we're not in that. Now, in addition, I'm not sure, but Fireblocks may also, I don't know if they will custody coins for anybody or if they only make the software and let other entities do their own job with the software that they sell or lease out. Now, when we get to Copper is an institutional custodian. So what they do is they, you know, if you are a family office or a pension fund or some giant something or another like Fidelity or some bank, and you have, you know, 40,000 Bitcoins or 5,000 Bitcoins, and you can't just by the charter or the rules of the organization, you're not allowed to just keep it on your phone. Hey, the accountant has like 10,000 Bitcoins on his phone for us, but it should be fine. No one's going to hack that, right? So they have to have like they have to have somebody else that's licensed and bonded and approved by probably you know, whatever the region is, you know, like the United States or the European or London or something like that. They have to be like a certified custodian of crypto, and so that's what Copper does. So I had spoken to Copper a few times, like starting like a year and a half ago. They were pretty cool. They usually how these things work is they like to have a commitment in order to do the work and spend the resources of their own on doing the work to get a new L1 added so that they can also accept and store that coin for institutions. They want a commitment like, we'll keep like $500 million worth of the coin for sure with you guys. We'll park it there and you can charge us a fee every year to keep them safe for us. So we didn't have anybody in mind that was going to park a lot of coins there. So I believe that's where it went cold for the moment. You know, it doesn't mean that we're never going to be on Copper, but you know, and maybe there's some new people like KII that want to take up the conversation. Or I spoke to a new guy that reached out from LinkedIn today. He's an interesting guy. He has some business ideas of like some type of system that he can build on Kaspa. And he was curious, asking me the same exact question as you, like, what do I know about Fireblocks and Copper? How far along is it? And I told him the same basic answer that, you know, it's the communication lines are open, but we just don't have like a commitment to we don't have a party that would be committing at the moment that we're aware of, you know. So yeah. But yeah, those guys are cool. Fireblocks, I would have loved to be included on their roadmap. Historically, they've been difficult to really, like, I would meet them in, you know, 2024, and, you know, they would say, yeah, we're all booked up for this year, but check in with us on Q1 2025. And then I check in on 2025, and they're like, well, we're all booked up for Q1 and Q2, but check in on Q3. And then I check in on Q3, and they're like, yeah, booked up for check in on Q1 26. You know, so, but I think they have, they realize this bottleneck and this very difficult, you know, very slow process. Almost reminds me of Bitcoin, of getting things on one at a time. And I think they may have like a new path. I'll have to check back with them. They like a different type of integration or some type of like a fast track thing. I'm not sure of the details, but I'll check shortly.
What's the delay with them? Are they like would they be looking for funds? Would they be looking to be paid, or is it because Kaspa's a layer one and it'd be very technical to integrate? Is that what they're
for sure?
Keeping you off?
Yeah, for sure. Layer ones in general with lots of places are it's work. Yeah. With the places that we're already on, we've spent like minimum 3 weeks for like really sharp guys paying attention to do a decent implementation of getting Kaspa going is like 3 weeks paying attention and asking questions almost like every business day for 3 or 4 weeks. And then some of the more extensive ones can go for a couple months. The more they want to do, testing, internal testing and forward proofing, getting other stuff going, it can take a little longer. So that's one. So they have to spend money no matter what. So it's definitely, it has to be making business sense for them, for anybody to add Kaspa, and then we have strong competition in the category of centralized projects where they make like all the coins out of thin air and then they keep 60% for the foundation. So those guys can write a check for anything they want, and we can't that easily, especially when we're in the correction zone. When we get into the next leg up, then things become more, that's not that much, a 4-cent, integration fee compared to like an 11 cents or 18 cents, it's a big deal. It's a big difference. So, yeah, I don't recall getting an exact number out of Fireblocks that they wanted, but like I said, I think they may have some new type of thing going on. I'll have to check back in with those guys.
Awesome. What you said about the whole, I guess, dynamic of the market when we're in an uptrend, there's more incentive. It's something that I've been telling people for a while, kind of a common sense element. But on that point, are there any potential listings or talks happening right now? Whether you can name or not, probably not, but even just a yes or no, is there anything happening right now?
So in the realm, most people in just regular-ish crypto guys, retail guys like us or whatever, but basically when we talk about listings, we're thinking of exchanges and looking up the ladder from where we are on exchanges on CoinMarketCap. There's not that many great ones that we want to be on that you don't probably know the story about, but I'll go over it again just in case we have viewers that don't know exactly what's going on. So starting with Binance, we had that famous letter by Mr. Y a couple months ago, and it got 3.2 million views. That was like the number 20 letter. That was the number 20 tweet on Twitter last year of all times, not just of about crypto. And then the thing that's very unusual and kind of frustrating is, like I said, with Fireblocks and some of the other like large entities and platforms, they have yet to do the work. So like Fireblocks, they didn't do any work to integrate Kaspa yet. So, but with Binance, we finished it 2 Christmases ago. So we've been ready for them. Like they could just click like spot trading on. It's like that simple. We've been ready to go there for over 2 years, but they haven't done it. So that's one of the things. And they don't really answer questions about like, hey, when, why, anything. So that's them. So Binance is just kind of in limbo mode. Opinions or theories could be anything from they're actively scared of it and they want to hold it down. That may be a little conspiracy theorist-ish. Maybe they don't care that much and there's not that much business to them making the trading revenue. Maybe it's not that much. I mean, I don't know what their fee is. Like, what if we had $10 million volume a day on Binance? What's the fee on Binance? Is it 0.5% or is it, what's 0.5% of $10 million? I can't think that good, but it's not that much. Binance can launch a token and make $1 billion in like 8 hours. So do they really care about Kaspa? Like maybe they just don't care that much. Maybe
especially when Kaspa right now is like sitting at like 19, 20 mil, 24-hour volume. I mean, understandable the market's in a bit of a downtrend and things are dead right now, but volume's so flat that
there's other more exciting conspiracy theories, or not conspiracy, but you know, like supposing even if Wallet One is not Binance, maybe Binance is just like, look, there's something cool. This is a big community of this next alt season. When it finally happens, it could be still in another 2 years, or it could be in 2 months. When the real alt season happens again, then we'll turn on trading. You know, then we'll do it, and then we'll have a real big explosion. We'll get a lot of attention for ourselves. So maybe it's that simple. You know what I mean? That's what I would tend to hope. You know,
didn't Johnny from the KEF say before as well that he heard that Binance, because all Kaspa holders are probably already signed up to Binance, it'd be no advantage to them listing Kaspa. So everybody start deleting their accounts.
Yeah, the whole boycott Binance movement started.
Yeah, no new users. Yeah. I mean, for me personally, I'm sure that the guy CZ doesn't, you know, he's very unlikely, I would imagine, that he has too much to do with daily operations and decision makings anymore. You know, but I personally, I'm not like the boss of anything huge, but me personally, I would be like, hey, this is cool. These guys have a huge community. We were a little skeptical. We didn't know it was special and there was anything cool about it, but we can see from all of these tweets and how much, you know, the guy stuck to his guns who invented this thing, and the whole world saw it. We can see, you know, maybe we overlooked it a little and made a teeny mistake in error and judgment. And you know what? We're going to be cool cats and we're just going to enable spot trading. Good for you guys. You know, this makes crypto better. You know, the biggest community in crypto, pretty much the biggest one, you know, having those guys come to life and activate, that's a really good for crypto all over. That's what I would do. But for whatever reason, they don't see it that way, or they don't think about it that long because they have so many other things. They have being Binance Smart Chain. They have, you know, regulation. I think there's like 8,000 people now that work at Binance. So there's people I speak to, and then they never heard of the people that told us this, that, or the other thing. So yeah, whatever it is. I mean, the last case scenario is that Mr. Y's RTD and the things that people are making and VProgs, it can become such a non-dismissible, like such a necessity. If you want to, you know, like just think of whatever, like an auto parts store, like, you know, all of a sudden, like, hey, cars need oil now. Imagine if they didn't need oil until right now. And then you have this car parts store, and all the other car parts stores, they're carrying oil and people are coming to buy oil, and you just don't have oil because you don't believe in it. You know, you're not going to hurt oil. You're going to hurt yourself. So we may get transactions cooking and be a hot ticket here in the next like half a year or something, or a little more, maybe, depending on how long it takes to roll out and gain adoption. But when the prediction markets with real-time decentralization, all that kind of cool stuff happens, if it's really humming, then maybe people will be like, wow, this is hot. We're turning it on right now. You know what I mean?
You could be waiting for the catalyst of Casplex to really gain momentum, and even IGS with mainnet launch, because those could be like some really, really
agree
good adoption catalysts as well.
Yes. And also I you know, historically there's been it seems like two camps. One is like the CAF or the Casplex thing, and then the other one is the IGRA, and it was like we want this one to win, we want this one to win. But like, really, to me, since I love the L1, I want them both to win and both be, you know, flourishing,
Sure.
and doing great. Anything that brings transactions, the Kasia messaging, anything that brings transactions to the L1 has to be my friend. If it's not if I don't love it that somebody's making a use case for Kaspa that's not, you know, defrauding anybody, you know, then as long as it's not a scam, which neither of them are, then you know, then I'm stoked about it.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, I guess then you'd follow on from the other exchanges that are high as well, would be the likes of OKX and Coinbase as well then.
Sure. So OKX is supposedly they're very mysterious and elusive, or they move in kind of silence, and they have internal complications of how they do things. I'm not really sure. There is a real thing of like you know, geographic business culture. So obviously being in the United States, I know how people do business here decently. I have a grip on it, and I can have a great conversation with somebody from almost anywhere in the world as long as they speak English. But there are business customs and the way people do things. So OKX and Binance, they're really mainly Chinese based, or at least in Asian region. So some of the ways they do things and think of things aren't like things that would occur to me. But apparently OKX, like similarly to Binance, we finished the work to be in their wallet like 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago almost. So we're in their wallet, so it's not too much of a stretch for them to just activate trading at any time. But they just haven't given us a clear path to do it. No money or no reason. If you can do this, then we'll do it. Yeah, they're just kind of on pause. Now Coinbase is
sorry, Wolfie, before you go on to Coinbase, the KEF isn't one of their sponsors OKX Ventures. Is that totally different to OKX, the exchange?
So it's definitely a different arm. I'm not super informed about what exactly they do, but ventures mean they put money into stuff that can make them money. So I don't think they may not even know the names of the people in OKX that are in charge of the listings, or they may have no pull over it. It's not like a direct little tight circle, where like a self-feeding circle, like, duh, we put money in, so turn it on so our money goes up. It's not that simple or close of a less hops or whatever.
Yeah. All right. Sorry, carry on there. I interrupted you.
Yeah. So on the category of Coinbase, so this is a little different because this is in the United States where things are opening up, and being a US based business, Coinbase does everything super above board, and when they're allowed to be transparent, they are, and they let you know what's going on. And so I'm not sure at the moment. I don't have a clear, direct timeline and path forward with them. But my general understanding about Coinbase is that due to crypto being not a black market bad guy thing anymore in America, hopefully we get some rules passing really quick about that. Maybe even advancing a little bit this week on Thursday. I think there's a markup on the Clarity Act or something. There's so many names for that. The market structure bill. It's a little if you're not from the Senate, which I'm not, then getting a real grip on exactly what's going on is a little difficult. But anyway, yeah. So I think with Coinbase, as the laws and the rules are like solidly stamped out, I think they may begin to have a little bit faster way of getting like serious projects listed, and they may really open up shop. It's just kind of a hunch and a hope, But I think they'll be approachable, and there'll be something. I have a guy there. He's a good guy. He can't tell me too much, but I can email him and ask him a question every couple of months, or just like I asked them. Somebody pointed out that our about page on Coinbase, the about Kaspa had old information like 1 block per second instead of 10 blocks per second. Mm-hmm. So I sent it to him, and he sent it to the right guys, and I hope it gets ironed out already. But anyway, yeah, so I have a guy there. It's not like, hey, this week we're going to start integrating, or you're on the roadmap, but it's a guy I can ask, and if things open up in the United States, then we can continue talks, I would imagine.
Okay.
Awesome. Yeah, awesome. Now, we did briefly gloss over that with you, Wolfie, but now I want to open the question up to both of you, to Seb and Wolfie, on Wallet One. We do this now. It's not going to be our thing every week. We're going to ask, who do we believe Wallet One actually is? We didn't get an answer from Kaspa. He didn't want to answer that. Ashton did play around with it a little bit. And even Roy did give his own opinion. So what do you reckon? Binance, market maker, someone else entirely, just a big whale?
Seb, you can start it off. I'm going to get another drink of water here.
Yeah, sure. Well, it would be very atypical if it was an exchange. Exchanges don't do this, normally spoken. So that I don't think it's an exchange. I have been thinking it is a market maker for a long time. I also wrote an article about that last summer, and it was like Wintermute was the most plausible entity to do so. But normally spoken, I mean, they have gathered so much already. We are now at the moment that you would say, well, it's more than enough for any market maker. So if it continues to do to accumulate, it's also really now starting to become atypical for a market maker. But I must say, Kaspa being fair launched, still at the beginning. I can imagine that, and I'm not really sure how the how do you say it, the legal part of it is when it comes to bookkeeping. But if you are looking at the risk profile of their assets that are being used for trading, especially with the POS coins, they're from what I gather, they are mostly donated. So they don't have the risk in it to lose money on it. But with Kaspa, because they have to buy it, I can imagine it is in a different category in bookkeeping. So maybe but this is pure speculation. They want to sell part of it once the price goes up, so they can have a neutral risk, which is on the Kaspa assets that they will be holding, comparable with the rest. Because if they buy a little bit more, they sell. Say they sell at $1. They sell some, and then they have free coins left to be trading at for the future. But it can also be that it's a totally different situation and a totally different entity. Who, yeah, I don't know why anybody would want to accumulate more. Even I don't see the use case. I'm taking from a business point of view. Can be that it's somebody who really just wants to make a killing and just says, well, this time I'm early. If I had the chance to buy 5% of Bitcoin at the starting phase, I would be king of the world. So now I see this new breakthrough tech called Kaspa that's only getting better and better if you are looking at the real development, especially by the core and where it's going to. Especially with the end game of RTD, which is really mathematical and physical, the ultimate tech that anybody on the world can make, whether it be in crypto or in traditional tech. It's really it's hard to explain to people what breakthrough tech RTD is, especially with it's called atomic. It's the moment you get information in the same action, in the same instant, you can act on it. So you don't have any latency. And if you are looking, for instance, to high frequency trading, there has been, and this is about, it's just one use case, but to give you an idea what kind of breakthrough tech this really is. And there will be many use cases that we don't think of right now, because this has never been possible to instantly, simultaneously respond to information that's coming in without any latency. But if I look at high frequency trading, it has been a long time that people were thinking that high frequency trading was rigged. And high frequency trading, for those who don't know it, it's the computers that just keep reacting, responding, algorithmic trading. There is a little bit of profit to gain, and it buys and it sells. It goes like this all the time, and it goes so fast that the time it takes, it's called then latency, between where your computer is hosting your algorithm and the exchange that it is going to, that distance, that you can calculate it in milliseconds, like 100 milliseconds, 200 milliseconds, 300 milliseconds. If you are the first to put in the order, even if you are 10 milliseconds sooner than the rest, you are the one who is buying it, and the other is later and buys it for a worse price. This difference in milliseconds is worth tens of billions of dollars already in the real world high frequency trading. So you see also that people are putting their trading algorithms on, especially it's an industry on its own, almost co-located servers as nearby to the exchange as possible, to get that distance as small as possible, so they can front run anybody else, really. Now with this, it will be possible, depending also on multiple factors, to instantly react, and to if I have an algo that is saying I want to respond to outcome X. If it goes up, I want to buy. If it goes down, I want to sell, or vice versa, or at a certain price point, or with a certain volume, as just what you are saying, what you want. But the moment it happens, you act. While normally spoken, that information has to go to a computer, it has to calculate, and it has to send everything back. And that means that with RTD, you can front run the everybody. That's worth tens of billions of dollars as an infrastructure. I can imagine that people will be using Kaspa to get those milliseconds, those hundreds of milliseconds faster, to become faster, and to be front running others. And it's really, yeah, to me it's mind blowing, really, what's being built. And there's just one example what I can think of. I have to see if it can be implemented like that, but that was the first thing that I was thinking of. It's really and it is as fast it is as fast as, or yeah, as fast as the internet, because it's really instant. Normally spoken, information has to travel. Also for me with CashMap, I before I put all the servers here in Europe, in Germany, I had latency, and I didn't know where it was coming from, because I thought I had it all in Germany, but one of my servers was in New York, and the time for my website, when I clicked it, it had about 300 milliseconds extra latency, and I was thinking, where does it come from? But it was because one of my servers was in New York, and it takes time, it takes light time to go from Amsterdam to New York and back. And that was where those 300 milliseconds come from. But if I'm a trader and I'm 300 milliseconds late, I have to buy it for much more, for a higher price, or I sell it for less. So it's really mind blowing.
So who did you say? You think it's a market maker, was it?
No, I thought a market maker, but it's now becoming so much. It can be really any entity who just want to make it an investment, and it has been structured like they buy all the time and just keep accumulating. And I'm now not sure anymore.
Okay, Mr. Wolf,
Yes, guys. So Wallet One is certainly a curious phenomenon. There's been the theory of Binance and Wintermute and accumulating or whatever. To me, it doesn't make sense. I'm not intimately familiar with exactly all of what Wintermute does. I know, of course, they are a traditional market maker, and they probably invest in some things too. But I think they try. To me, it doesn't make so much sense because I think they try to have their money working for them every day. And to be having your money not working for you for a year and a half, that doesn't make sense that it would be them to me. It doesn't mean it's impossible, but and I just have a simple understanding of what they do. So taking them out of the equation for me, for that reason, starting from the smallest, I've considered a bunch of things, starting from the most obscure and unknown and easy answers. It could be simply like a Bitcoin whale or a crypto whale, an ETH or a Solana whale, just somebody that's had a pile since like 2013, that has like $1 billion of, a guy like Da Vinci. I don't think he has $1 billion, but maybe he does. But it could be some guy like that just never talks about himself. He's not on crypto Twitter. He has, 10,000 Bitcoins, 100,000 ETH or whatever, 20,000 ETH and piles of stable coins. And he just saw us come out, when we came out or when he heard about Kaspa doing decent, and he said, this is one to keep my eye on. I'm going to put 3% in Kaspa or something. He's just stacking it as it goes along. And we never know his name. He never reveals himself, and he's a passive investor. He's never gonna help pump his own bags. He's just gonna let the market do it, and let nature take its course. That's like the most unexciting and hidden. Just never know. It's always a question mark, and we never know.
But he only buys on weekdays, doesn't he? Well, it used to be Mondays and Thursdays. Does that not mean it's a business? No.
It used to be that though. I swear, it used to be only Monday and Thursday, and then like as of late, it's kind of just there's no pattern to it anymore.
That's not
random, yeah. And then then there's other things like it could I have never had an exchange. Exchanges that I've talked to and we've gotten on listed with, they ask who's your market maker, and that question means like who's bringing liquidity for the pair that you're going to do. So, and you tell them. And the market makers that we've had going for us in the last like 3 years, they usually like 10 million coins, 8 million coins, 15 million coins. It's in like not that much, amount. They don't need a billion coins. Nobody needs a billion. Maybe if crypto gets listed on the New York Stock Exchange and Kaspa's secretly going to be included in that, and this is really way out there daydreaming, that's what you would need a billion for, but for like, even for Binance, I don't think you need a billion coins sitting there. The whole idea of trading is people who want to sell their coins deposit to their wallet, and then they put a sell order in, and people who want to buy put USDT, and then they buy, and that's,
It wasn't the speculation. I say speculation is what we heard from. Might have been you. I can't remember who it said, but someone said that Binance had asked for 3% of Kaspa's supply, which even that wouldn't amount to 1 billion Kas.
Yeah, even that's like 861 million
Yeah.
coins or something. So that's like, exchanges don't really make sense to me because they don't need that much. They just ask who's your market maker. You tell them if they're already integrated with the platform and have the APIs into the the market maker has the API into the exchange server, and then they just go, oh yeah, we work with those guys already. That's cool. Yeah, we trust them. That's fine. And that's it. That's the end of it. So exchange, I'm not buying so much. Then it could be sort of along the lines of the whale, right? In the shadows, but more like some type of like, not a, like a VC or like some type of hedge fund. A hedge fund could be like betting on it with a little pinch of their money, betting that when the bull run happens. Then getting to the house, then it gets more exciting to household names of crypto. So you guys know, I think I said this on the show last week on the Twitter Spaces, but we were on Grayscale. We were on the L1's under consideration or category there about a year and a half ago, and then all of a sudden we disappeared, and then a couple weeks later we came back on, and like nobody really knew. They didn't tell us why or why not. They never said a peep. So, you know, this could be, everything can be wishful thinking, but the part that's not wishful thinking is that Kaspa is breakthrough technology and that there's something special about Kaspa. It's beyond a shadow of a doubt, incredible technology. I mean, when you do your first transaction and you see the coins go from one place to another, it's breathtaking to me. You know, there's nothing remarkable about Bitcoin anymore to me whatsoever. I started mining it in 2011. Back then it was like a mystery and this cool thing, but by the time like 2020 rolled around and you're waiting 40 minutes for the fucking coins to get there, there's nothing remarkable about it whatsoever. You know, Bitcoin's actual technology is exactly as remarkable as the navigation system in a 2009 car, a gray screen with lines on it. That's what fucking Bitcoin technology is. There's nothing remarkable about it.
But you can just use Lightning. Lightning's Bitcoin, isn't it? I saw a picture on Twitter. Somebody had a guy sitting in a Ferrari, but the Ferrari was on the back of a tow truck. Oh, it was like, yeah.
So anyway, so Grayscale, you know, maybe Grayscale was like, we're gonna start it. Oh no, you know what? This one's something special. Let's get a pile for a year or a year and a half, and then we can turn on whatever. You know,
they did at one point have Kaspa under consideration for like
they did,
like 1 or 2 quarters, and then they removed it.
Yeah. Then they took it off. Then they put it back on, and then they took it off again. So we never knew what the reason was behind that. But so that's them. Then I think personally it could easily be something like Fidelity Digital Assets.
That's
because Fidelity itself has $5.5 trillion under management, which sounds kind of like not that much compared to BlackRock, who has 11 trillion, but still,
I think it's 13 now, actually.
Quite a bit. So even though most of it's other people's money, but nevertheless, Fidelity Digital Assets began mining Bitcoin in 2014. So, and that's when it was still outlaw Wild West land in America, and it's a U.S. It's a U.S. Institution, corporation, Fidelity. So for them to have found out about Bitcoin and made a corporate effort to mine it back, 12 years ago. So the idea that if they found Bitcoin and they had someone cool enough to go, let's mine this stuff, that when Kaspa came out, that they wouldn't go, whoa, let's look, what are these guys doing over here? This looks like something kind of special. Let's start getting a little pile and start putting in, let's TWAP, time-weighted average price. Let's get a TWAP order in for $100 million for the next year and a half and just start soaking up some and see if this thing turns into something in the next, alt season or whatever. It's not that one's not that crazy to me.
No,
then another one I had mentioned is like the Winklevoss twins. You guys know who that is, right?
They
co-invented Facebook and they had to sue Zuck. It could be them. They have 1% all the Bitcoin. Why wouldn't you get a nice little 5% all the Kaspa for only $80 million? Sounds like a bargain.
I think I heard you say Vitalik as well, did I, before?
Yeah. Like, who knows? I mean, it's unlikely, but I think his ETH. Most people know his Ethereum addresses, and he gets airdropped like valuable tokens all the time. So you can just sell a little, have his personal assistant, hey, just market sell my tokens that I get for free and just buy some Kaspa a couple times a week. Yeah, it's my buddy Yanni. Yeah, we have lunch once in a while. And last time I saw Yanni for lunch, he had a box of sneakers with him. That's weird. It's this weird guy, Wolfie, gave him sneakers and then to lunch. So that's a true story. Happened in Hong Kong. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's really Vitalik's wallet, number one.
Some people think it's Michael Saylor.
Yeah, that's another one. Now, here's the thing. Since, MicroStrategy itself is publicly traded, so I believe they would have to list it. I don't know if Fidelity Digital Assets would have to disclose because Fidelity is not publicly traded, and nor I don't think Fidelity Digital Assets is publicly traded. So I don't think they have to disclose to anybody what they have on the balance sheet. But somebody like Strategy themselves, for sure, We know this because of BGIN, the parent company that went public of Ice River. BGIN is the ticker. They're on the NASDAQ, and they have 234 million Kaspa coins on their balance sheet. So, and similarly, if it was Strategy, the corporation, I'm very sure they would have to list that they could put other assets, but I think then their Bitcoin Maxi holders of Strategy would be like, "What other assets? Are you cheating on us? You got a side bitch?" Yeah. So yeah, it could be Saylor himself. I don't know how much he's worth. I'm sure he's a billionaire. I don't know if he would exactly put 80 or 100 million bucks into an altcoin, but you never know. He's smart enough to be able to understand that off the record that it's pretty cool. Probably won't lose money over the long term on this, but really, whether it's him, I have no way to know about it. Oh, concerns here. You guys see this? The hash rate dropping.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I have more concerns about the hash rate going back up because I just started JStar's little mining stratum bridge software here. So instead of my little, I have a few little KS0 Pros off camera here, and I had been going on a pool for like 2 years or something, and it pays like 100 coins a month, but just for the fun of it and to support the network, I was on a pool. And then JStar told me about his mining stratum, which is pretty neat, and he did a great job. It's super stable. But anyway, I thought I would start getting blocks like pretty quick. I did a kind of a weird setup, and I didn't get any blocks. So
Oh no.
so anyway,
Small violin come out right now.
so the snowstorm outage that took like all this peta or ectahash or whatever we lost, this big drop everyone was scared about like 5 days ago, I didn't get any through that whole time, which is when I first set up my own little tiny mini Wolfie pool here. But now I think I have it set up right. So, but then the hash rate came back up, and the miner fees being so low. So I've been around mining for a long time, since way before Kaspa came out. And first of all, I can tell you, when the Coinbase goes to zero, the network doesn't just stop. The first altcoin that I found when I came back to crypto in 2017 was called Verge Currency, XVG. It had a big run up in the 2018 bull run, but that thing has had no miner payouts, like no block rewards for like, I think 3 years now. And the network's still going fine. Like there's still ASICs on it. There's still mine. There's not really transactions. It's just going, So do I think Kaspa will get to a state like that? I don't believe so. But even if it did, there's always things you can do, if you think like, supposing the hash rate got to just 1% of what it is right now. And there were really the probability of, hey, there's a lot of ASICs out there that aren't plugged in, but some bad guys could really mess with the network. You could always change the algo and to like a CPU algo, like a modified random X algo or something like that, or to anything. If our guys came up with what they've already come up with, if you think they can't fix like a mining algo to something new that moment that temporarily relieves the attack vector and gives us a chance to come up with more transactions or whatever, like it's not the thing I'm worrying about. And lastly, there's still years of Coinbase payouts. I don't mean the exchange, I mean miner rewards. There's years left where the blocks pay something. And there's lots of people who own the hardware outright, and they get very cheap or free electric. So yeah, I don't think anything bad's happening miner wise.
Yeah, I mean, my perception of the whole thing was just, for me, especially more recently, hash rate is kind of another way to kind of analyze the price. Because if the price was up, people would have their miners on still because there's more of an incentive to miner. But with the hash rate, with the price being down to where it's at now, which is hovering in and around 4 cents, it's not financially efficient right now to make money from mining. So people have unfortunately had to turn the miners off, either temporarily or for good, because they can't manage to make money off it. So by logic, therefore, when we have this altcoin season and when Kaspa starts running up, you'd like to see the hash rate run up with it as well. Sure.
I've seen it with other coins, with Ethereum and other coins in like 2018 and 2021. Well, yeah. Both of those bull runs, I remember going to the computer store here in town, and like all the gamer guys are mad because all the GPUs are suddenly gone again because all the miners are buying all the video cards, the hot video cards, and you had to prove they would only sell you, I think, one video card at a time, because if you wanted more than one, then they knew you were going to use it for mining, and they wanted to like be fair to like gamers, you know. But like, you know, a year before that, they're like the whole shelves are filled, and you know, there's all the biggest, you know, the biggest, hottest new video cards are all sitting there, and they're collecting dust, and no one's buying them. And then all of a sudden, you know, the whole market cap of everything goes up, and then all of a sudden, everyone's flying there. Mining's magically profitable, seemingly overnight. Everybody wants to be a miner again. So yeah, something similar will happen, probably like that to some extent anyway. You know, if it costs you whatever, if it costs you $5 a day in electric and you're only making $1 a day in Kaspa right now, then it's not that great. But then if all of a sudden if it goes to something where you'd be making $11 a day and it's only $5 of electric, you're going to turn it back on. It's a no-brainer, you know?
100%.
Okay, the poop. That's a real world asset.
I know. This is a good one for KII, the geo seal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you could track his proof of poop existence.
Yeah, you would have to have like a DNA little sensor in the toilet bowl when it's going through the pipe. It's a little swab, and it analyzes it and submits it into a block, and then
There's this guy Enzo. He sent a few messages there. He seems to have built some kind of a POS system. So who's the best person for him to get in charge with, or get in contact with?
Payment processor. Interesting. Yeah. Anybody who has any great ideas, you can always email me and I'll try to forward them to the right person. It's w@kaspa.org, w@kaspa.org, and see what happens. Or hit me up on Telegram.
Yeah, and I'm interested as well because for the merchants, I'm vetting solutions, and I'm also putting them in the resource hub for the merchants so they can make use of the solutions that we have. And so a merchant or somebody who wants to start using Kaspa as a payment system for them, I want to help them to be onboarded. So I also put in a resource hub with the different solutions. So if somebody has a POS system, point of sale, it means in this context, I'll be also interested. So also give me a DM on X or something, or in Telegram, or on KasMaps. You can also DM me.
Yeah, which for anyone who's not aware, Seb's, you've got KasMaps on Twitter, which you can find, or Seb's Twitter which is
Seb28_7.
There you go. Seb28_7. There you go.
Yeah.
So you reach out to him there as well.
And by the way, the hash rate, because I heard that more often, it's also it's still very, very expensive to attack the network, to get a 51% attack. I just made 2 screenshots, one of 2miners.com with the current hash rate, and the other was on Ice River. They're currently their top model, and I put it into ChatGPT and to ask it what would it cost to attack the Kaspa network, and I didn't double check the calculation, but it just said, okay, this is the amount of hash rate in total. And it was even stupid because it said, yeah, you need to get half. Only if you get half, the hash rate gets also 200 extra. So so this is conservative, but it calculated it was several hundreds of million capex, so upfront hardware costs to do that, and then it's still hundreds of thousands of dollars per day to attack. And so it's not really feasible.
Bill.
Yeah. It's not really feasible to do so. And there's another issue, and that is that where do you buy all those miners? there is one thing, and that is that the hash rate has dropped more than 50%. So they are around. So that's. But you have to be able to contact the miners. They have to be willing to sell. And because you cannot order this much at any producer because they just don't make that many. So there are many constraints, and even if the hash rate still would halve, it's still you are still talking about hundreds of millions upfront costs. So this is really state level security, and so it's really secure.
Yeah, I mean, that's something as well. I mean, I think at one point Kaspa was number 2 right behind Bitcoin. I imagine that's probably dethroned that by either Litecoin or one of the other proof of work systems now. But the fact of the matter is there's evidently still a lot of belief around Kaspa and its proof that it can but the rankings. It's just, unfortunately, all correlates to the price of the project. I see this guy here, Adest Kaspa's asked what your guys' opinion is on Kaspa's tiny fees of building on what we just spoke about anyways, but he makes a good point at the end there, which I think also is quite important to note, that if when the layer 2s, the Igra Lab and the cashback start to really build up, that could also help in regards to sustaining miner rewards as well.
Yeah, and Kaspa had a post today about he showed a clip of a stablecoin bridge.
Oh yeah, stablecoin bridge.
So do you guys think stablecoins, like, I mean, so will that be like where I go to send my Kaspa, across, or you want to send your stablecoin, and usually you have a drop-down menu and you have Ethereum, you have how long it takes, the price of it, then you have Solana and you have Tron, and so Kaspa will be in there. Is that simply how that's going to be? You're going to be able to choose Kaspa to send your stablecoin across?
So they would need to, wherever you're sending it to, would have to have the network integrated too. So if it's on Kasplex, then you have to get the exchange to also integrate Kasplex, not just Kaspa.
Right.
Or if it's on Igra, it would be the same thing. They need to add Igra. From my understanding, I'm not an expert in L2s or bridges or anything like that, but it's something like that. Now, it's curious to me. I really don't know what the whole VProgs, I understand what they are in a general way, but like how Igra and Kasplex are going to, migrate to VProgs or become VProg compliant, and what does that all mean for exchange? What do exchanges, is that going to come built in with the L1? So if they already just have Kaspa going and they upgrade the mainnet software, is it that going to also support VProgs, and then they can do the coins on there? Like, I don't know. I just know it's exciting because the people making it up are going to make it up in a completely logical way, and so that's cool stuff. I mean, to ponder, for sure.
Yeah. What's your guys' opinion, Seb and Wolfie, about KII's latest update yesterday? Egan Flow?
Yeah,
that's the market maker thing, isn't it?
You missed the I there, but yeah, it's Egan Flow. I actually have the post here now, which I can share my screen if need be. But yeah, that they spoke about it, they leaked it. I think it was a few days back now, and then they made the full release post. I believe it was last night, and the full doc here as well. And yeah, I mean, it's interesting stuff. Honestly, it's from my perception of it, it's like the first framework for optimal market making on Kaspa utilizing the block data technology. Apparently, it's already fully operational and can even be integrated quite seamlessly with VProgs on day one when it is ready. So, but have you had have you been able to look through the shit at all, either of you two?
I haven't taken a peek myself. I saw the post, but I just glanced over it. But it looks interesting. Those guys have really good ideas, and it's neat to hear that this extra piece of the puzzle for them is coming together.
Yeah.
Well, anything that reduces risk for a market maker is very welcome. I also see they have. I didn't look into it. I did see it, but I haven't read it. But it's looking interesting. I think that anything that gives any financial entity an edge over its competitors will be there will be demand for it, because like I was just also explaining with the high frequency traders, milliseconds matter. So that's why you don't trade from your home, but you have a co-located server a few hundreds meter or just around the other side of the street or the neighboring building to have as less latency as possible. So it's a real thing, especially with big money. So with this, I haven't studied it yet, but it should also, if it's really reducing risks, it can be worth. Also, you are talking millions instantly, it will be, or even more. So it will be very interesting. I'm going to read up on it.
Yeah, I mean, I've been looking into. I mean, KLI. We know that they were founded courtesy of Shy back in 2024, around June-ish time, I believe, and then they've been doing a lot of building up and whatnot. 2025 was quite a big year for them, but we're currently 27 days into 2026, and we've seen now Warp Core sandbox environment and apparently being used by banks, which is huge. We then heard GeoSil last week, apparently it's also up and running and being utilized by Olive Chain, which we also spoke about in last week's blockchain Banter space. And now we've got Agentflow. They are literally releasing basically weekly now these building blocks that will help institutional adoption come into Kaspa. And from the looks of it, I mean, if you think about the partners they already have, you've got EDF, Vanova, SGCC, like these are huge corporations. It makes me excited for what's to come. I know there's still some who are unsure because of course, you can't see what's going on because they're institutional arms, but I think what they're building is something that's going to be very beneficial going forward.
Yeah, but the crazy thing is, if this was XRP, if this was Chainlink, if this was Ethereum, if this was just name any, if it was Cardano, I mean, if it was a company that was putting out these kinds of initiatives, it would be all hype. They would be paying all the outlets, all the huge influencers to hype up the situation. And Kaspa would then be probably, if we had the same system in place with the same multi-billion dollar marketing funds that goes with these self-allocated coins, we probably would have been in the top 10 already. But of course, then Kaspa wouldn't be Kaspa as it is right now. It would have totally different properties. And the stupid thing is then initiatives like the KII would not be interested in Kaspa. No. It's specifically also the neutrality of Kaspa that makes it so interesting for all these multinationals. But the stupid thing is that most people, they are not using their own brain. They are just listening to where is the hype, I'm going to jump into that. But if you just see the lineup of all these companies that KII is doing business with, it doesn't matter which one you pick, but we know there are, I think, 26 interested companies. They are all tier A plus companies worldwide. Normally spoken, it's if just one company would be interested, it would be all over YouTube and everywhere in the Cointelegraph, and everybody would be making a hype around it. But here it works a little bit different. But it is really proving, because I really think that Kaspa, the KII is, I think also most people don't really grasp how influential they are. They are really enablers for the companies that they are working for. And they are very serious people with a very good track record. And if you are seeing all those, I have said this before, but I will continue to repeat myself because I really think people don't really value Kaspa KII for what they are. If you're just look at the people who are a member of them and of the DII. It's the same group of people. Those are all C-level of major companies. And major is really the moguls, the top tier companies. Those CEOs, and CFOs, and so they are very serious people. They don't go just to some random failed initiative for all those years and say, "Oh, how good are you for failing 10 years in a row?" No, they are only there because the DI and now the KI that these people have been proven to be instrumental and to really deliver and help and improve to help all those companies achieve their goals. And now again, also with Kaspa, they are seeing that with this breakthrough tech, all those companies can improve their own service level, profitability, and also reduce risk, and so many applications, and that is already being adopted without saying which companies it are. It is really, really, this should be a huge sign that Kaspa is really that breakthrough tech. Otherwise, all these people wouldn't, and all these companies wouldn't be interested in it. This is really, really like an ultimate test, and that is really this is really this is a stamp of approval that it is really good tech. So otherwise, these companies would never do that.
I agree. I completely agree. And I mean, we've heard it from Roy himself, where they said that this DII and the kind of their body of their teams, they've been looking into blockchain for whatever something years, and they went through Bitcoin, went through Ethereum, and they said they're all just crap. They bottleneck. They don't work for what they wanted to do. And Kaspa's the only thing they've actually looked into that's like, you know what, that can solve a lot of our issues and fix a lot of the protocols and projects we're trying to look into. So I mean, yeah, I think it's definite proof for me that Kaspa is breakthrough tech, and hopefully that will reflect in for the investor side of things. It will reflect in the price going forward as well. But it's just a question of when. It's always that question: when Moon, when Lambo, when Binance. It's always when.
No, but the price is a lagging indicator, really, and there's so much people are focusing on lagging indicators. Now you have to look at the fundamentals, and that's where from an investment standpoint, you can make your asymmetrical bet for investment that are relatively undervalued with a very, very large upside. Because I know people will think I'm crazy if I say this, but I will do it anyways. If Kaspa, I mean, people can say Bitcoin, and they have been saying Bitcoin goes to 1 million, and of course people were laughing. But now at this moment, people aren't laughing anymore. Even $100,000 was, if you said that like 8 years ago, yeah, you would be crazy. But we have seen that happen. Kaspa, with its unique properties that everybody recognizes, if it gets adopted, why couldn't it become, for instance, the number 2 in 15 years' time?
Or number 1.
Sorry?
Or number 1. Why
Yeah.
not?
Because Bitcoin has its own problems. So when Kaspa, I can see Kaspa be a contender to Ethereum in the long term as a rails to build on because of its far superior properties, especially with everything that is coming, and by being proof of work. It has so many properties that I can imagine it will be the most used block deck in this instead of blockchain. If you then are calculating what Bitcoin will do, say it's $1 million in 15 years time. That's not crazy. What would be then the total market cap? What would, if you want to be number 2, what will be the market dominance of Kaspa? Say 15%. You can also round it down to 10% maybe because of more competition. But you are already 3 figures. It's $100 plus Kaspa at that moment. And so that can be as long as Kaspa keeps developing. That would be rather normal if Kaspa indeed get that adoption. So that's but you have to be patient, and it's not something that will be happening overnight. And so, but yeah.
It's kind of the same question. There was one question as well. I think I deleted it. It was a guy talking about he wanted to do a Kaspa node, but he was going to go on Flux node and pay the $27, and he was asking, does he get anything out of it? But it only really, like, it's good to run a node for Kaspa. Like, I've got a little laptop running behind me that I got for nothing, so you could do it that way. You can get a laptop, run it free. And the only advantage is that if you have miners, you can point them at your own node, and the latency is so low that there's a chance that you'll hit a lot more blocks rather than connecting to a node in another country, which I haven't got that far yet. I'm still mining off Cappool, which is in America. So I need to switch them to my node, which is right in the right off the same modem. So that's the thing for that. Have you got a node there, Wolfie, as well? Have you got one running?
I do. So that Jastar, Jastar, he's a guy who had Kaspa Funding, I think is his name, but on Twitter or something, and maybe Telegram. But no, he's Jastar in Telegram. But anyway, he has a like a all-in-one package. So instead of just running a node, you run his thing, and it has the Kaspa node, and it has the mining bridge also in there. So, and it's very easy to configure if you do it the normal people way. And then all of a sudden you just point your miners to the LAN address of the laptop or whatever it's running on. And it looks just like a regular node, but then it has a little mining info window that goes up in it too. It's all in one. It's pretty cool.
Awesome. Might get that off you.
Yeah, it's good.
I'm all done, Jay. Sorry, go on.
I mean, I see that question there. So what's going to make Kaspa price go up exactly? I mean, I'll pass those questions on to both of you two in a second, but one thing that I reiterate a lot when I talk in my daily live streams is we're currently very much in a risk-off environment with what's happening in the world right now. It's just a period right now where you see it in the markets, gold, silver is continuously rallying up, whereas risk off is risk on. Even your equities, your crypto, they are struggling, especially your altcoins. So what it comes down to is just having that element of clarity in investors to want to start doing that. So it probably means stuff like a Fed chair that would actually start lowering interest rates and printing money, and these sort of developments. I think Kaspa can do a lot in regard to building. I think the RTD is going to be fantastic. Igris mainnet's going to be fantastic, but I don't perceive them as price pumpers, more so just foundation. Like you mentioned way back earlier, Wolfie, the whole root thing. They're another extension of that root to give Kaspa a stronger foundation for when it does sprout, but it matters on the general environment first and foremost.
Exactly. Yeah. So the first thing that's going to make all altcoins go up is when the environment becomes, or the landscape becomes, more risk on. My understanding has grown over the last months, and apparently gold is on the one end of the spectrum, like the super safe when there's lots of uncertainty and fear and doubt, but not as bad news, really, just as like what it's looking like. Like nobody knows if there's going to be a war. Nobody knows if the government's going to shut off. Nobody knows if a lot of things, right? So that's when you're scared. You put your assets and preserve your wealth in a safe place like gold. And then there's things along the way, and the end of the trail ends on the most thrilling gambler land thing, which is crypto. And in that category, the most thrilling gambler roller coaster ride is altcoins instead of Bitcoin or Ethereum, right? So we're at the very end of the trail. The last house on the block is us, besides our meme coins maybe, but we're in the same general category, not technology wise, but it's the last place you go when everything is risk on. So right now there are signs that it's becoming partially risk on because the money printers, quantitative tightening was going for 3 years, where they take money off the board game and stuff it back in the box. That ended December 1st. Now they're starting to open up the monopoly boxes and starting to sprinkle a little money in. And soon they're going to start dumping handfuls in sooner or later. And that's when everything goes crazy. Rolexes go up, Ferraris and Lambos go up, oceanfront property goes up, art goes up, things that are scarce. When there's more paper money all over the place, nobody wants to have paper money because the purchasing power is getting diluted. So they buy things with a fixed supply that are in desirable objects and items, and crypto is in that category. So the Russell 2000 is a stock market index of the more risky. It's like the altcoins of the stock market. It just broke out and started having a new all-time high. So that's an indicator. So maybe if that one's firing, then a little bit more down the block, you got this house called crypto at the end of the block, and it's going to go next. So many people seem to believe that it's imminent that we have some price appreciation across the board in crypto. And of course, we would go along for the ride with that. And if we simultaneously have our new breakthrough stuff and usable, never seen before products like the RTD and VProgs and all that stuff going, and we get some good use on it, and people are like, wow, this is cool. I'm making money, or I'm having fun, or something, some reason why this I can't stop doing, then that'll be great. That'll turbo boost our ride along with the rest of the market. So I'm thinking it's going to be looking good sooner or later here. And I would tend to think relatively soon, not 3 days or next week, but, going towards the spring, maybe something like that.
My money is more so in and around the midterms. I know we've been seeing regarding that the houses, the Congress has been still trying to debate on this market structure bill, which would be quite a big thing as well, which has been somewhat halted. And if we do get this seemingly approaching government shutdown again, that'll further delay that. But I think midterms will probably be quite a big, because from my understanding, from what I've heard, like Trump's going to want to win the midterms, so he's going to want to send these markets sky high. So if that's the case, then you'd think midterms end in November. Sometime in this period, Trump's going to have to do what he can to get the markets to go up.
Sure. And like we've said before, I think we said it on the spaces last week, just on Twitter, like most presidents, if you just AI search it or Google it, like, if you just ask a real general question, do most presidents want to look good on the midterm year? Or do they want markets, do they want the country to be happy on midterm years? The answer is absolutely factually yes. But so if you can think of, Trump, he's going to really want to do it bigger than anybody else, like never seen before.
Oh, yeah.
What I thought would be neat would be to do like an AI Trump simulator with a speech like, my sons, I have 2 sons, Eric and Donald Jr. They found a new coin. It's a fantastic coin.
It's the best coin ever.
Great, very, very fast, faster than Bitcoin. How many times? Thousands of times faster than Bitcoin. Phenomenal coin. When you see this thing, you can't believe it. That would be.
I feel like I'm in the room with Trump right now.
Yeah. So anyway, but yeah, I think Trump's going to want to look great, like all the markets, everyone to feel rich, and I think it's going to be good. What's this guy asking about here?
Yeah. I understand that concern. I've heard that a lot, and it's a valid concern because they are the 2 biggest exchanges, and they have the most user user like volatility and whatnot as well. I can't answer whether that's going to be a significant impact to Kaspa or not. Maybe you might have better insight than I do.
Yeah. At least we can say, like I mentioned before, at least Coinbase acts professionally. And so when the time is right and it makes sense for them and they get ready to throw down and get lots of new coins on there, I think we'll have quite a decent chance of successfully arranging something for ourselves.
Awesome. Let's
Yeah.
hope.
Did you ever see that chart, Wolfie? The is it Renner? The Renner chart, the pig farmer from the 1800s.
Oh yeah, with the big
Yeah.
triangles and the little.
Yeah. He predicted the .com and he predicted COVID, and 2026, the end of 2026, he predicts is a uptime as well. So
Please, pop my
Yeah.
bag, please.
I always thought farmers were pretty cool. What about you guys?
Yeah, I love them.
Farmers, yeah. Who can hook it up like a farmer? Yeah. When I
Exactly.
need charts, I always consult my farming buddies.
Yeah, they know the best. Man from Bogota, probably butchered that here, said that I think we're in a bear market, guys. Cycle has been perfect every year. It's not going to change. We're going up late 2026. That will be 1 year before bear for Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess. I mean, it depends how you see it, because we did make a peak on October 10th, and we saw the big liquidation event, and we've been kind of chopping and going downwards and sideways for the past 4 months now. The 4-year Bitcoin cycle theory suggests that yes, we are going into a bear cycle. But when you think about the empty money supply, or the amount of liquidity locked up in money market funds, and the fact that institutions are actively engaging and incorporating blockchain into their tech, into their systems right now, also based on the information that I've looked at, which I share with my VIP community and even with my community here as well, a lot of sources seem to suggest that 4-year cycle was never really the case, more so ISM business cycle, and it's just a case of when that turns.
Agree. Yeah, the Raoul Pal stuff. Yeah, it makes perfect sense. In the beginning, it made sense that we were only looking at Bitcoin, and so, oh my God, the halving's gone. Look, it went up again. It makes sense, but it seems to have been a coincidence, or partially it was a little bit the halving, a supply shock, but really the money printer in the background that had a lot more to do with it than anyone thought, until he discovered that curious phenomenon.
Yeah, and the money printer didn't turn on at all in 2025. They only ended QT in December.
Yeah.
It had no chance.
Yeah, it's impossible. How can things go up if there's nothing to push it, right? It's impossible.
And when Jerome Powell leaves in May, you may never know. It might end up being a new Fed that starts being like, let's just put some money in, just start sprinkling it into the economy again. What do you think, Seb?
Well, I see the question. Do you think Kaspa is going to go up in price? Yeah, I'm positive about that.
We have to say we're not financial advisors, though. It's not financial.
No. This the question is when. That's 3 letters. I always I've always liked Wyckoff with his cycles. I didn't think because I like that. So somebody told me really during the peak times of 20 cents that we were ending the Wyckoff cycle and that we would going down. But well, I talked to Wolfie, and I think wait. They are working on some integrations. I think there will be more to come. But no, Kaspa really behaved like a Wyckoff cycle. Would be right now in this period that we are going nearing to go up again. But there are so many, all these cycles, all these theories, they have some validity in it, but they are never ever 100% correct. And also with the farmer cycle, it also missed several times. But overall, I knew it also before this market cycle started, and it was saying 26. And I thought, no, because the 4-year cycle, I never believed in a 4-year cycle. This time I thought, okay, now I'm going to give up my skepticism. And okay, I will go for the 4-year cycle as well. But no, that didn't pan out the way it used to be. So yeah, it can go up, it can go down also in the short term, of course. But I think if we are looking like 15 years out here, and indeed, in 15 years' time, if Kaspa does what we all think it will do from a technological point of view, and thus also the adoption, and thus the price as well. And if it can become number 2, and Bitcoin does have its issues with its security budget, and that people are losing trust, especially if there is a very valid alternative as a proof of work coin like Kaspa, that people can jump over. Yeah,
Everyone that's come out is like I remember there was one Pyron, I think, at one point that came out. There've been many Kaspa killers that have come out. Every single one, 10 BPS, block dag, Kaspa alternatives have all capitulated.
Yeah, you need to have extraordinary team of each on their own already is special, but those people coming together to form one team to develop Kaspa, it's once in a lifetime group that can do this, and the others, they can try, but they aren't coming close anywhere near. This is like the all-time. Normally spoken, one of them you come across once in your lifetime, and now you have several of these extraordinary gentlemen forming one team, creating Kaspa. It's really incredible.
The amount of devs that have jumped on board recently, and KF's done a fantastic job of that. You have Easier on board, you have Hans on board, you all have OGs that have already been a part of it for a while. Jonathan, Michael Sutton, Crypto Aspect, Coder stuff, and all the other fresh air that I have not even mentioned as well. And you can see, I mean, when Hans posted on Twitter about was it the VProg thing? It was VProg, yeah. And then you just saw like within like a few minutes, you had people already finding issues with it and actually being worked on. It's like people are actually really building on Kaspa right now, and they're like things are going at a very, very fast pace. But yeah, there's a question I see if Joe could pull it up real quickly, which is from STP Kaspa, which says, can we do something about Shy's not really involved anymore in the core team? I think a reunion of the core developers would be great. And I actually am very glad he mentioned that, because I mean, I don't know if a reunion of core would ever be on the card, but hey, who knows? Weirder things have happened in the world. But I mean, for me, Shah's my reason why I got into Kaspa in the first place. I heard it from YouTube, and then I looked into it more. Shah's explanations gave me a really good rundown of it. It's a shame how the situation unfolded how it did, but I would love nothing more than to see Shy come back, and maybe it's something that can happen in the future. What do you think?
Shy is quite an interesting guy, and he's actually deep down inside, he's a very sweet guy. I haven't heard a peep out of him online or a DM. I get along decent with the guy still, and we have other things besides crypto that we connect on, like music and things like that. But I haven't heard a peep out of him, so I don't know what he's really up to. I'm sure he's doing some kind of deep thinking and working on something. Like he's a PhD in quantum cryptography, so I'm sure he's busy thinking about something really important, but exactly what it is, I don't know. And beyond that, I can't really guess or say who would be coming back or hanging out with who or anything. But he's a quite an interesting guy, and he's got a famous cat too.
Love the cat. Can't go wrong with Nacho.
Yeah. He was good at public speaking, at dumbing technical subjects down.
Yeah.
I think Jonathan and Michael Sutton are obviously very smart, but when Shy was talking, I'd understand more of the speech than when the other two guys are talking. So yeah, it'd be good if he did want to come back, and they made up. Or
I would love that. There is a few more questions before we wrap up, because it has been a long stream today. The one I see is from Hoja19, who I know is Lieutenant as part of my community, which he's half joking here, half being serious, because we've been talking for a year on my channel, which says, you guys are to blame for the empty promises I made to my landlady, telling her I'm going to marry her once Kaspa pumps. Now she's got my tantrum card, and I'm watching this from her basement. I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you, Lieutenant. I don't know what to tell you. I try and make it an active goal on my community, on my channel, that I don't talk about price. I just talk about building and talk about what the general market sentiment's looking like. But I can understand why the power that comes with being in where we are at in this space, where what we say can, I don't know, I don't want to say oversell, but it can make it can probably drive too much FOMO to the point where, I mean, and at the same time, truth be told, I don't think anybody in the world besides those who are in that 1% circle could really anticipate how the markets are moving right now. Things have unfolded in a very obscure way, to say at the very least. But I'm sure you'll I'm sure you'll get out of her basement soon, bro. I hope so.
Do you want to, guys? Do you think Kaspa is a threat for other altcoins and BTC? If we are, it makes sense. Why exchanges are ignoring us? What do you think?
Yeah, so we kind of covered this already, but in general, OKX and Binance are kind of just doing their internal and their own little dance, and we don't really know what the hell that dance is all about. But other guys they're not exactly ignoring us. When it's time, I think we'll be fine. You know, I'm not too concerned with it overall. I think one more little thing, you guys. So the wealthiest country in the world is America, and you know, there's always a difference between businesses and institutions compared to personal. So we're all retail guys, and we buy our coins and we keep them in our little wherever we want. It's not a big deal, but with the sooner or later big huge crypto bill getting signed in, and things once and for all being like factual about what's legal and what's a security and what's a commodity, these things, there will be institutions coming. Of course, the hardcore like anarchy, like cypherpunk guys go, oh, keep institutions out and everything. But to some extent, I mean, if it's decentralized, right, that means no one can tell you what to do with, and anyone can participate, right? So if like the Los Angeles County Firemen's Department pension fund has $100 million and they want to put 400,000 into Kaspa, do we want to stop them? Don't the firemen have a right to have a little bit of their retirement be in Kaspa or Bitcoin or Ethereum if they want? Like, of course they can. So I don't think it's terrible. But what I'm getting at is Kaspa's right on the lower, but still included in the top 100 list. So I think this year, or maybe at least by next year, we're going to have much more of a possibility of having institutional exposure to Kaspa, where if they want to pick, if they want to go a little down the coin market cap ladder and get a little higher risk and a little higher reward potential with a teeny bit of their money, they can get Kaspa too. I think that's going to happen. And it may not even take that long. They can even do it vicariously right now through BGIN, the stock of Ice River. They have $250 million on the books, and so does Marathon. They have whatever, 50 million or something. So and I think they'll be able to directly get it one way or another, whether we have eventually some ETF or a DAT, a digital asset treasury, when the market picks back up. Some good stuff's going to happen. It only takes one monster like to want to buy a pot. When any one of those kind of things buys some, it's like half of crypto Kaspa bro Twitter each buying 1,000 coins or 10,000 coins that weekend when it's it goes down. Just aped 11,000 coins. How much did Saylor ape today? He aped $240 million of Bitcoin. That's a huge buy for strategy. So when institutions they move with cash and do purchases in orders of magnitude beyond our comprehension, but Kaspa with who we already know in New York City and who we've already been speaking to, nobody's opposed to Kaspa in the big boy leagues that I'm aware of. And I think as things get ironed out on paper a lot smoother and the legal framework is there, then I think everything's going to open up and it's going to be super cool here sooner or later.
Yeah. Octopus. This is John. He's a taxi driver from Dublin that accepts Kaspa. He has a condition. He messages me on WhatsApp sometimes. When he has a few too many drinks sitting at home on his own, he ends up buying Kaspa. He's bought a shitload of Kaspa when he wakes up in the morning every time. But I think it's a good thing. But yeah, he wants to know military uses on Kaspa, security, speed, and its potential. I personally say I'm sure there is.
Sure.
I don't see why not. Well, of course, we're not going to ever really know about that stuff, are we?
Yeah.
But it's factually possible that they could write encrypted messages to the block tag, and then anybody in the world could retrieve the message and decrypt it. Like there's something with military. I forget what the exact term is. Something like I'm here. I saw what, where, why, or that. No, that's news reporting. But anyway, it's basically like I'm this plane and I can see right now I'm at this GPS and I can see there's 2 tanks coming from the bad guys coming towards this city, and you can lock that into a blockchain into the block tag, and anybody anywhere in the world can screen for the message, decrypt it, and see what that is, and then reply back. So it's totally doable. It's doable. Somebody has to want to use it instead of their proprietary or their government systems also. But as time goes on, maybe somebody will start doing that. You never know.
Yeah. It'd be an interesting possibility.
We have Gonzo. He's big on X, first time tuning in, but he's tuning in on Quick Crypto's channel and not mine, so that's terrible.
Let's go! Thank you, brother. I love you. I love you so much.
Welcome, Gonzo.
Gonzo. They're not made to be super loud. They're made to be realistic and accurate.
They are huge, though. I can't lie.
Yeah. Gonzo has one more question. We should probably make this the last, should we? To just keep coming.
Yeah. Love that you have a tabby on Kaspa. Got any pointers on how to talk to your service providers to get them onboarded? Hairdressers, physios, massage therapists, etc. Be wild to get them taking tips. I'm going to let either of you take this away because I don't know how I'd answer that.
Well,
yeah, I mean, go.
Yeah. Well, it can be especially hairdresser. We call it the barber. Hairdresser for here is more for the ladies. I'm not sure if that's how that is in English. But here at the barber, people are talking about life, about politics, and of course about money, and also about gold and stuff like that. It's just what is the talk of the day? And crypto also is being talked about, and you see people talking to each other. By the way, also at the bakery, the local bakery, people are also talking about stuff like that. Actually, when we got a good point of system that is also compatible with the Dutch fiscal laws, I can onboard a barber and a bakery, for instance. But at this moment, it's a little bit too much hassle for them still. But we will get there. And it's just in general, you can just talk about stuff. I think Juan is very good at this. I think he's onboarding at least 2 people per week. And he says, he just talks about things in general, and he's not talking about the price or as an investment, but more as getting your own sovereignty back, and more like the old Bitcoin talk. For merchants, it can also be interesting that they have their money instantly. They don't have to wait. They don't have to pay crazy fees like in certain countries for their payment processor. So those are things that you can talk about.
Problem. Sorry, there was just one. This is what I like about being on YouTube, because you get people. There's a person here. All I buy is Bitcoin, but Cas is very interesting. Where would be he probably knows where to go. Where would be the best place for him to go to learn about Kaspa?
Crypto Pump's channel and Quick Crypto's channel probably.
Yeah, of course.
But aside from us,
Besides that,
I always say, if you like Bitcoin, you will love Kaspa. I must say, I'm one of the guys who did not buy Bitcoin, but did discover it very early. I didn't buy it because of well, back in the days it was not as clear as day as it is now, and there were a lot more issues. The whole story of it being perfect, that's not true if you look back in the history. But one of the things that always have been an issue is the 30, 40, 50, 60 minutes that you have to wait for your finality. And look, that's looking better over there. Some
What's
people
that,
make
Wolfie?
some smarter choices than I have done in the past.
Okay, Mr. Lou. Hello, paging Lou Valentino to the show and tell exhibit. Okay. So you see these two guys? These are video cards from a long time ago, from 2011. I started mining Bitcoin with these video cards. I had 4 of them all together. Each one of these guys mined 10 Bitcoins by themselves, okay? So I can tell you that Kaspa is the next logical progression of Bitcoin in leaps and orders of magnitude. It's Bitcoin is awesome. It's granddaddy orange. It's the originator, right? It's the first one, but the technology is still from 2009. Kaspa technology is from right now. So if you picture Bitcoin, it's mined, it's fair launch, blah, 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 all the great stuff you love about it. You get to be your own bank, right? Fixed supply, right? Except it's 6,000 times faster right now. And probably this year, it's going to be 60,000 times faster than Bitcoin. So when I send you Kaspa right now, even, you get it in the blink of an eye, no matter where you are in the world. If you're in South Africa or you're sitting at the desk behind me, you get it in the same amount of time. It's like right there, and you can send it to an exchange or do whatever you want with it. So that's super cool. I mean, that's enough of a reason for me right there, you know? So I'll quit rambling about it, but yeah, these guys, I want to mount one of these. I want to mount one of these in like a frame, you know, a real frame with, and at the top say, I mined 10 Bitcoin. And then at the bottom, what have you done with your life?
that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Aside from me and Pumps, there are many other Kaspa content creators on YouTube that do a good job. In regards to Twitter, I mean, the best place, of course, would be if you analyze knowledge through the GitHubs and through the Telegrams and the Discords, the actual, like, more decentralized platforms. And those are, you know, awesome.
Kaspa.com is good as well. They have tutorials.
Yeah. Otherwise, you can typically get quite frequent alpha and insight with the blockchain banter community and ecosystem.
Oh, look at this here. Lou was giving us his wallet address. Now, I would send him Cas, but I donated it to that Kaspa coffee thing. Are you guys able to copy that to send them a couple of Cas?
Yeah, I can make that happen, but I'm looking.
Can you paste it in the private chat?
I can right now. There you go.
Okay, hold on a second here. I got to get the QR code for it on.
Great to have you here, Dr. Gonzo. I appreciate you very much for tuning in to my channel. And we will.
Thanks, Gonzo. Next time you have to come to my one.
Nah, stay here. Stay here. I'll see you soon, my man.
Okay. All right, you guys. Let me see if I can get this into Caspian. Hold on.
Awesome little snippet to end today's third blockchain banter. But yeah, as I was saying, blockchain banter, it's kind of a very good ecosystem that's been built up courtesy of Levin Chris, which gives a lot of insight in regards to, you know, all the alpha coming through, you know, KRI very frequent, institutional side of Kaspa.
Okay. Lou, Lou, can you see your wallet right now? I'm getting ready to let one fly out to you.
Oh.
Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. Watch your wallet. 3, 2, 1. Here it goes. Send.
Bang. Internet
That was
speed.
quick. You know, when I did that video, we did Kaspa around the world, and it took
I hope
so
he has
long to
it
get the
like
hang of it.
a real wallet, not an exchange wallet. If it's an exchange wallet and it's
No,
not,
he got it.
And-
He said he got it.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
already final. The finality is there already, really. So that's a different story than Bitcoin, isn't it, Lou?
yeah, I
Different
mean,
breed.
I
That's
must
what
say,
it-
I have been waiting forever. You can check. I was the guy who registered altcoin.com. You can look it up when that was when that happened. That was even before Namecoin was there. But I was very stupid not to buy Bitcoin en masse back in those days. But one of my main reasons was that it was so slow, and I couldn't see it being a payment system because of the time it takes. But it evolved in something different. It evolved into a investment vehicle, really, and a storage of your preserving your purchasing power, but as a payment system. What it was intended to as a P2P e-cash, that never happened. But the moment I found Kaspa, it was because I really wanted Bitcoin to be like this. But when I found Kaspa, it was like, this is it. This is my crypto love of my life,
Yeah.
just because of what it can do. So it's
Yeah.
it's really incredible.
Mr.
Dude.
Lou got the 777. He got the marker. Pow, right there. Yeah, yeah.
Different
Nice.
gravy.
Yep, that was it. Yep, you guessed the magic number. You're not lying. Yep.
Like a
All
slot
right, guys.
machine.
I got to scram, you guys. I got other
Yeah.
stuff I have to take
Yeah.
care of. But
Yep,
thanks
so-
for the invite on here. I had a lot of
Oh.
fun chatting and yapping. I could talk about Kaspa for another 3 hours. Really, I could,
Easily.
especially with a little shot of coffee. But
Well, yeah, I think if that being said, either way, that will now conclude today's blockchain banter. Third time doing it. Black Banter Internet Speed with none other than Seb and also Wolfie. Thank you both so very much for tuning in and being on board today. It was a pleasure. Next week, you'll find out. You'll find out in due time who our next week guests are. But thank you both very much for tuning in. Those who are watching on Crypto Pump channel and also Quick Crypto, thank you all once more. Have a great day, good evening, and good night, my people.
Thanks, guys.
And
thanks, guys.
Thank you
we'll
too.
see you all soon. Take care now.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Hey, take care, everybody.
Thank